ladies and ladies and gentlemen. What am I saying? It is hello and welcome, you degenerates, and say hello to Kyalami in South Africa. I believe South Africa? Somewhere in Africa. We are live for the next round of DRL ACC. After having one of the most exciting races of the year in the Red Bull Ring, we look to see how much we can top that here at the Kyalami circuit. And as you can see, as Jacob Stofko loses the rear but manages to maintain control of his car, we are in the nighttime, which should make for an interesting extra little bit of visualization beautifulness. Currently, as it stands right now, we have 17 drivers on the grid for this wonderful race. Last race's winner, Jacob Stofko, who won it from the pit lane after a wonderful, generous tax write-off from Neil Kerbel, who decided to pull over to the side of the road and let Stofko win. He did not, in fact, run out of fuel, unlike Brees and Nairati of Team On The Rush. Now, Nairati will not be joining us tonight. He is feeling unwell. We wish him the best and hope he feels better, and we hope to see him next week when we go, I believe it is to Hungary or Zandvoort. I think it's Zandvoort, then Hungary. Or no, it's Silverstone. Next week. So we wish him all the best and hope to see him here next week. Now, with the drivers that we do have out on track right now, it is a nice current temperature of 30 degrees with a track temperature of 30 degrees. Currently, the top four are currently sitting in the pits. The rest of the drivers are out on track getting more track acclimation before qualifying begins in the next 12 minutes. Suniga did not participate in last week's race due to technical difficulties, so hopefully he will be able to stay with us and make for an interesting fight with Stofko at the top. Macklin joins us back for this race after being missed from the Red Bull Ring last week. Frank Castle, his teammate, is saying that he might struggle at the circuit, so we'll see. He is grouped up with the amateurs right now, but that remains to be seen how much of that is related to his ability to drive this circuit or not. So currently, as it stands, we have 7 drivers out on track right now. Currently, the best time so far of the free practice session, so I throw up the timing boards, is a 1:41.5 by Stofko. Kerbel holds the best sector 2, not by too much, and Stofko holds sector 1 and 3. The Stooges of Rodriguez and, where is the other one? Malott are currently out on track right now. Rodriguez indeed covering for Nairati, as Nairati will not be here, so an open pro spot was available. Stofko currently leading the free practice session by over 5/10. Suniga having yet to do a counter lap. He's still stayed wonderfully in the pits. Nothing wrong with that. Just waiting to see who does something magical. Now, if you're wondering what the drivers see, this is what they see. as they head all the way up into the blind top left-hander of Lee Coop. Heading now down the mine shaft, getting ready to head to the crocodiles. Stay all the way to the right, cut in, stay full throttle on as you come into the crocodiles, break between the 150 meter board. Clear to the right, go as far left as you can to the left curve, getting ready to head into Cheetah. Kind of want to lift and coast here as you now get ready to go into Ingui. And then that ends the lap. Personally, for me, this blind uphill just gets me every time. I love the mine shaft visually. It just looks so wonderful. It looks so cool. It's absolutely brilliant to look at. With now less than 7 minutes to go into this free practice session, how the rest of this day will go. As I do a little bit more broadcasting things, that would be Polinick going into the pits. So we will ride on board with Matt the Hornet Terry in his in-bank motorsport, the black and yellow. Saniga still sitting in the pit lane. Guess he does not want to come out for this free practice session. Unfortunate, but nevertheless. With free practice just a little over 5 minutes remaining. Qualifying will be 15 minutes long and with an average lap of about 1:43 or such. Gives the drivers not a lot of time to get a lap in. And with track limits being the way they are in this very, very tight circuit, it could prove a little bit interesting, so getting a banker lap is going to be crucial in these situations. So who do you think will win? Who do you think will get on pole position? Will it be Stavko? Will it be Saniga? Will we have a surprise for once? Will we have Kerbal? Will we even have Blunden? McGavin currently holding up into the top, but it was Blunden who started on provisional pole arguably last week. Plenty of storylines, plenty of situations. Brees, the lone team on the rush driver this race. It's going to be an interesting situation with them having struggled these last few races. So far calling it a development season, as he's going to lose most of his time there, if not all of it. Unfortunately for him. Running out of fuel last week for Team on the Rush was an incredible disappointment. Nairati in 7th pretty much lost it on the final lap just before heading up into turn 3, and Brees having first place in the amateurs all but locked up when they ran out of fuel. Just heartbreaking moments. Brees going to do anything to try and get a bounce back here? Most of the drivers are currently in the pits right now. We are focusing on Sanchez of the Party Pickles, as he gets ready to try to improve his lap time and maybe even pass Brees as he comes now to the final turn, or he gets to the timing line. And that's going to get him past Brees. Brees now the last currently of the amateurs right now. And here comes Matt Terry heading down the mine shaft. Another driver that will be riding solo, Grant Zahara of Team Solo Q. Bradley will not be here this race as well. Neither will be Jason Hayes of the Port Gang. Sniga will also be riding solo. So the Costco Port Gang $1.50 hot dog man will have to score all the points for the Port Gang this week. With less than a lap time's worth of free practice left to go, let's see who can set a banger in the final few moments with the 5 drivers that we have left on track. As we head down into the Crocodile Dundee. $1:46.385. Number 23, that'll be Mr. Zahara. He's not up on his lap time. Really, pretty much nobody is right now. Number 16, Sanchez. He's done after going into the gravel. And that is going to be it for the free practice session. We are literally just waiting on Matt Terry, either to invalidate or to finish his lap. Which one comes first. Goes in a little deep to the corner there. Loses. Actually, no, he gained a lot of time doing that. Arguably feel he went a little deep. As he goes down the mine shaft, getting ready to go into Crocodiles. And now heading into Cheetah. Alright, with that going into the pits, it's now time for qualifying. Who's going to be out first? Should be Saniga. Yup. Shock and surprise. Do you expect anything less from the Port Gang driver? I do not feel as such. As everyone else now trundles out of the pits, the only people left there currently are Malott, Brees, and Leung, which they shouldn't be lasting very long because it looks like they're all coming out now. Oh, Malott and Leung are just staying put, I guess. No need to rush. So we are going to ride on board with Saniga for a lap, as he is currently the champion as it stands right now. Alright, let's ride on board with arguably the man that has the best chance for pole position along with Jacob Stavko. So, as we ride down on board now, as we head down into the kink, that little nook in the turn just before turn 1 as he flashes the lights. As we head now down into Crotho, break around the 50-meter board, turn in, nick a little bit of that inside curve, flat out on the exit through the Juke sweep, heading now up next into Barbecue, with it being pretty much a 90-degree left, stay to the right, nick the inside curve again, and flat out all the way up into the Sunset curve, staying a little bit to the left because it is a right-hand sweeping turn, nick a little bit of that inside curve, stay flat out through Sunset, all the way up into the Clubhouse Bend, stay to the right, break after the 50-meter board, stay to the right, take all the exit now as we go down into the S's, as you want to take a little bit of that left inside curve, a little bit of that right inside curve, and throttle out all the way up into Liuk. Or Le Cop. Aim for the right of the Fanatec board, break it about the middle of the corner, and then flat out as soon as you make the apex as we go down into the mine shaft. As you can see the lights of the city, as then you stay to the right, go all the way to the left, nail that inside curve, head down into the crocodiles, break shortly after the 100-meter board, stay in the middle of the track, power down, go all the way to the left side, because when you head to Cheetah, it's going to be pretty much a lift and coast, immediate right-hand turn. Flat out, as soon as you make the right-hand turn, break into Ingui, take the leftmost side curve, use all available track on exit, and that is going to be a respectable lap time to enjoy. A 1:42.0, as next across the line will be Stavko, and he beats it by 7/10. Macklin will be next across the line. He will place it third. Castle will be next across the line. He'll place it fourth. Number 93, Rodriguez, places it ahead of the Swine Flu Syndicates. Number 37, Mr. Swanson, will be next across the line. He will place it behind them all. Number 7, Blended, will place it ahead of his teammate in the Scuderia Boscaiolos. Next across the line will be number 16, Sean Chez. He'll post it 8th. Ricky Bobby will post it 7th. Number 395, Mr. Kerbal. The charitable tax write-off gets him 3rd place. Number 69, Shooter McGavin. Where will this put him out into? We'll put him into 6th, a respectable showing right now. Yes, that shooter is indefinitely indeed cool. Matt Terry, that must have been a warm-up lap with a 153. He's currently 12th. Saniga, despite going again for another lap, has not found any improvement. So that is Brees facing the wrong direction. I'll have to wait for everybody to pass here. Macklin trying to gain a bunch of time here. Stavko looks like he's going to gain about another 10th. I am correct in that notion. Still the fastest lap of the session. Burt Macklin will jump ahead of Kerbal. Number 5, Frank Castle's not going to improve on his time just yet. Swanson and Blunden drops it into 4th. Swanson drops it into 9th. The Scuderias basically towing each other across the line. Number 23, Zahara pops it into 11th. Number 11 pops it into 9th. 16, Sanchez pops it into now 12th. I'm pretty sure that was, I don't know who popped it in there, but I think it was Polinik. And he pops it 8th. Kerbal does not improve. Next across the line with a valid lap time will be Matt Terry. He'll be 5 seconds back of the pack. That will put him 14th. Young will be next across the line with a valid lap time. That will put him 10th for now. Suniga has found all that time, but it still might not be enough. He'll have to find 3/10 here if he wants to even have a chance of eclipsing that current pole position. He's managed to find 7/10, but it's still not 9/10. He's still about 2/10 back of Stavko. These aliens are just doing incredible times. Macklin finds 2/10, increasing his lead against Blunden. Frank Castle looks to find an extra second. That'll put him ahead of McGavin, but oh no, he loses the time. He stays behind McGavin. Reese will be across the line. He is currently in 17th. Malott being the only one without to do a lap time right now. Blunden currently stays 4th. Mr. Fossman, he is finding almost a second of time. That will put him 9th. 16:26. Sanchez 13th. Ricky Bobby now 13th. 19 across the line. 10th. McGavin, he's going to be next across the line. Bumps Blunden down. He is ahead in 4th place. Matt Terry, looking to gain about 6/10 improvement, moves up into 14th. Behind him was 93. Rodriguez still stays 7th. Neon's going to be next across the line, finding another 7/10 of time. Puts himself up into 10th. Number 85, that would be Malott. Will he be ahead of Brees? Yes, he will. He'll be ahead of Zahara, too. He will be in 16th. Stavko somehow has found more freaking time. This is incredible. As we are now into the 140s with a 140.9. Freaking incredible. We're gonna have to get these guys their own categories. Currently Matt Terry, the one showing the most improvement right now, as he heads down the mine shaft. As he's made his way through the cheetah, he's gained about 8/10 so far. Where will that put him? That'll put him 12th. And has he improved at all? Nope. Number 85, though, Malott has. He's gained a little bit of time. He's now up into 13th. As drivers go up for the second, arguably final runs. Zahara finding nearly a full second of time in that run, still only stays 17th. Kerbal so far having found Brees managing to get it up into 16th. Still staying there. Closer to Ricky Bobby though. Improvement nevertheless. Kerbal gets ready to cross the line with his 0.6 of improvement. That should get him close to Macklin. And ahead of Macklin up into P3. As Brees spins out, he has time to quickly come back into the pits and get in for another lap. As Matt Terry invalidates, he'll have to go again. Number 93. No improvement. He will get to go again. We're looking at Swanson showing about 0.8 improvement so far, but he's yet to get up. As I say that, he's starting to slow. Swanson seemingly struggling with the car as soon as we momentarily put eyes on him. Damn, Sanchez finding nearly a second right now. Swanson makes his way through Cheetah, so far gaining about 0.6. Almost a full second, actually. As he moves up into 12th. What can Sanchez put himself? Kerbal also finding time as well. Does not get to pass Zuniga. Sanchez, though, goes into 14th. Matt Terry's going to be next across the line with some improvement. Not a lot, but it might get him past Swanson. Yes, it will, ever so temporarily. We'll see how long that will last, though. Brees needs to have a good lap here. This is his final attempt in doing so. He will not have another attempt. Number 5, Frank Castle, not showing any improvement just yet. He will still have one more chance to go again. Number 69, Shooter McGavin, will most likely get to go again. It's just going to be a question of who's going to get to go again and who's not. Oh, Shooter fighting a little bit of time. He'll find about an extra 1/10. That won't be good enough to move up anywhere, but it'll get away from Blunden as he has another opportunity to try and get a lap in as Blunden follows him by. Number 37, Swanson, oh my goodness, has almost found 0.8 on the board and drops a 9th spot on. Polinick also seeming to find time behind Kerbal here. He's found almost a full second, as that's going to probably put him ahead of Castle. Nope, just behind Castle for right now. 23 and 18. Oh, they're going to cut it close. Is Terry going to get to have another lap? No, he's not. Neither will 23. 23 will finish dead last. Same with 18 being Matt Terry in 13th. Brees in the pit lane will start 17th. Currently, as it stands, Castle, is he going to be able to get ahead of Rodriguez? It does not look likely, but he will stay 8th place for now. Next driver to cross the line will be Ricky Bobby, but he's not showing any improvement right now. He was, but he's lost most of it. The driver most improved right now would be Shooter McGavin, and he needs this. He needs at least 0.4 to try and get by Burt Macklin and get into the top 4. He's lost most of it, but can he gain it back here? Oh, it's going to be close, folks. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it, though. Oh, he does! He barely gets ahead of Burt Macklin in fourth. Last driver to cross the line will be Rodriguez. His hope is maybe to find that extra 3/10 and put Blunden down. Maybe even get ahead of Burt Macklin if he can somehow magically pull 7/10 out of his rear. I'm too sleepy for this, says Seniga in the race radio. And it doesn't look like Rodriguez is going to get past Blunden, and that's going to be our grid. Okay, well, with the grid that we are currently stuck on right now, we will just gently go through the grid order as it stands right now. That's a wonderful glitch. Sorry, folks. Alright, with that minute break that your host got, we will take a look at the drivers. You'll just have to forgive me as I cannot get out of this screen as it stands right now. So, Jacob Stavko currently, as you can see, has pole position in the MA70 Esport, followed by Seniga in the Port Gang. He is in second, as usual, 1, 2 together they will go. Neil Kerbel of the race program will be third. Shooter McGavin for Team Shake and Bake will be fourth. An excellent showing for him, getting into the top 5. Burt Macklin of the Swine Flu Syndicate, as I said, was not here last race. A top 5 this race in qualifying. Very good showing for him for the Swine Flu Syndicate. Blunden of the Scuderia Bascaiolo. Good showing for him. His great form of the Pro-Am driver being in or around the top 5 continues with this race, as he is 6th. Rodriguez of the American Stooges currently sits 7th. Another good showing from him. Frank Castle of the Swine Flu Syndicate said he would struggle this race, and a P8's not exactly up where his teammate is, but a fair showing nevertheless, rounding out the Swine Flu Syndicates. Polinick in the Polarin. Good showing for him. The Pro-Am driver currently 3rd amongst the ranks of his fellow drivers, currently sits 9th. Rounding out the top 10 currently is the Bascaiolo of Swanson. His teammate up in 6th. He is in 10th, rounding out the top 10. Good showing for him. Now, to start with the amateurs. No amateurs in the top 10. Vossman of the Party Pickles currently leads that distinctual honor, being first amongst the amateurs in 11th. Lee Ung currently sitting in 12th, his MA70 teammate. Currently up in 1st. He's looking to get a P1 finish as they look to round out both the amateur and the pro category. Matt Terry, one of the lowest pros sitting on the grid currently right now in his in-bank motorsport BMW, currently sitting in 13th. Sean Ches currently sitting in 14th. His Party Pickle teammate only 3 spots ahead. He's currently sitting 3rd in the amateur ranks for this what is going to be a very nice race session. Hopefully he can stay within that top 3. Malott of the American Stooges currently sitting 4th amongst the ranks. He's looking for another strong showing, hoping to get into that top 3 podium in the amateur division. Ricky Bobby, his Shake and Bake teammate, currently 4th. He is currently 16th. The top 3 would be an excellent showing for the Shake and Bake in the amateur division. Hoping to get that here. Brees, the team on the Roush, struggles seemingly continuing as he struggled across this track. He's currently last amongst the amateurs so far in this qualifying session, hoping to maybe get a little bit of luck in the race after luck seemingly turned on him in the Red Bull Ring. And rounding out the grid is the team solo queue of Grant Zahara. His teammate not here this race, so he will hold down the fort for the team solo queue, but he will have to do it from the back of the grid. So we'll run through quickly in reverse order. Oh, as soon as I get my mouse wheel back. Zahara, Brees, Bobby, Malott, Chez, Terry, Leun, Fossman, Swanson, Polinick, Castle, Rodriguez, Blunden, Macklin, McGavin, Kerbal, Suniga, and Stavko. No one starting from the pit lane this race. Always a good sign. Stavko's ready to go. He just wants to get this race started and over with. As we zoom in on all the drivers, as they all start getting lined up, ready to go. Well, folks, sit down, grab your beverage, grab your favorite drink, grab your favorite food, because we're about to go racing. And the green flag waves at DRL ACC as we all head down into turn 1. Hopefully all smooth and clearly as we head now into the helicam shot. Suniga actually gets a better start as Stavko falls dramatically down the order. Still managing to keep second place. Everything seems all nice and cordial for right now. No one seems to be in the gravel just yet. As we, oh my goodness. As that is a massive pile up there at the back as more cars are just getting spun out and taken with. So far, McGavin is currently in 5th. Kerbal and Macklin getting ahead of him. The rest of the drivers are pretty much gone. The top 8 is almost out of, like, I guess in this case, Sam range. But as it says. Currently Stavko. Sean Chez is going to get past, and Brees is going to get ahead past Fossman. As we have Malott now chasing Fossman. The top 8 are all within pretty much each other right now. Kerbal being the outlier from 3rd into 2nd. He's still chasing them. There's still a chance. But that was a massive pile up into I don't even know what corner that was because I didn't have my map on. McGavin currently has a drive-through penalty. For what reason, I do not know, but that is going to be crushing for him to start. Suniga has to pit. For what reason, I don't know. I guess he's pitting immediately for tires. McGavin, however, does not box. Heaven knows why Suniga is pitting. Maybe he has a drive-through or whatever reason that is. Breeze is going to look to get past. Is he going to look to get past Sean Chez here? He's going to go side by side with him, at least at the minimum. This is a fight for 2nd in the amateur division. As Macklin's going to get ahead of Kerbal. Sorry to peel off from that fight. And Malott's going to get past Polinick in the back. Kerbal and McGavin are currently squabbling it out right now. As Kerbal, I don't know if there was contact, but Kerbal spins out and falls behind, all the way behind Rodriguez. Blunden is going to get, Blunden and McGavin are fighting it out as McGavin goes onto the grass. He's got to be careful here. As Blunden falls down the order behind Rodriguez. It's constant fighting and arguments up here in this top 5. Kerbal Rodriguez fighting it out. Castle's currently staying ahead of the group. Currently Stavko, Macklin, and Blunden are in your top 3. Castle's not too far behind, followed by Kerbal. Kerbal having spun out, trying to recover any positions he can. A top three most definitely on his cards right now. As we head down into the final turn, there goes Ricky Bobby going to serve his drive-through penalty. Zahara getting past Fossman in the back. Breeze still chasing Sanchez. Leon currently 7th, Chez 8th, Breeze 9th. As McGavin serves his drive-through penalty. Senyiga, Bobby, and Terry all having served their mandatory pit stops. Fossman now in the pits as well. As Castle and and Kerbal fight side by side. Castle seeming to win out that battle, but it is a very tight battle here. As even Rodriguez shoves up on the inside here. Gonna try and get a little bit of peace. Kerbal coming back onto the road. Right in front of Rodriguez. Rodriguez not backing down either. He wants a piece of this. So we will look from his point of view as Senyiga gets past Fossman in the pits. We were looking from Rodriguez. This fight between Castle and Kerbal almost too good to pass up. Kerbal just sticking with that pig. He's stuck with him since barbecue, as we're gonna fly down the mine shaft all the way up into the alligators. Funny enough, the race program's car looking like a crocodile. Is he gonna go in for a bite here? He's thinking about it, going up the inside. As he manages to stick it by Frank Castle going up the inside, but will Castle do the same thing into Cheetah as Rodriguez nails the curb, thankfully not taking out a pig with him. That was a little close for comfort. We're going to need the AWS close call cam there as he falls behind. McGavin and Zahara. McGavin getting ahead of Zahara. They're fighting it out right now. As up the inside Zahara goes, but McGavin seems to fight it off quite well. As side by side goes Castle and Kerbal. Kerbal going up the inside, Castle taking the outside as they are going to squabble for all the money that it's worth past barbecue. Now heading up into the S's. Or actually, no, that's not the S's. S's are a little ways up ahead. An absolutely bitter race right now, as that was a through sunset. Now we're going into the clubhouse, and now we get to go through the S's. Malott now, thinking of Malott and Polinick now, as this is the battle for the midfield. Malott trying to take that final podium position in the amateur division away from Brees. Brees having survived what was a massive pileup in the back. Polinick looking for any sort of chance to try and get past Malott here and get away from Swanson, as Castle and Kerbal are just fighting it out neck and neck. It's hard to watch everywhere else when these guys are fighting tooth and nail, as Rodriguez keeps trying to throw his hat into the ring of this as well. As Malott and Brees go side to side. Into the final corner, Brees takes the inside, Malott takes the outside, and so far all seems to be cordial for right now. Brees currently holding on to 9th and that 3rd place spot in the amateur division. Castle and Rodriguez fighting it out with Kerbal. Stofko 4 seconds up on Macklin and almost 10 seconds up on Blunden, as Brees goes incredibly wide, but Malott can't handle it as Polinick goes and shoves it up the inside. Brees having a little bit of trouble here as they go side by side with Polinick. Polinick going wide, Brees taking the inside, as we are about to have a lot of drivers here real fast, real quick. Into a very fast part of the track, Polinick backs out, letting Brees take it all. No contact made between Malott and Swanson. There's just 5 cars all within a second of one another. Polinick still chasing Brees. As, oh my goodness, Polinick having a moment and goes very, very wide. I'm going to have to come back on track safely as Swanson's also is going to take advantage and get ahead of Brees here. The Helicam is going to give us the best chance to see all this fighting. It's down the inside. Oh my goodness, where's Junior McGavin going? He's going way up the inside as Brees and Malott make contact, but so far all seems to be fine and dandy there. Shooter McGavin is not indeed fine and dandy. Brees getting ahead of Malott into the final turn. Chaos and bedlam here at Kyalami Tuesday night. The midfield battle is intense. It is insane. It is fight night worthy. And all seems to be handling just fine right now. Kerbal has managed to win out in the pig battle. The alligator getting the best of the pig. But the pig is still there, and the American stooge is just like, ooh, food for both of me. There was so much contact in that beginning segment. Brees and Malott are fighting again. This midfield battle is just so intense. The helicopter cam being our best friend here at Kyalami. As Malott, I think he's going to shove it up the inside of Brees here. Little bit of touching made. As Polinick's going to get on by and get away from this intense battle. Zahara and McGavin are going to go side by side. Down in through the mine shaft. So far it looks like McGavin has it, but Zahara, I wouldn't take him out of this fight just yet. As Malott and Brees are still fighting. They just won't let go of one another. McGavin and Zahara are side by side. As contact is made, but neither driver being affected right now. Brees still staying ahead of Malott. Kerbal now approaching Blunden at a very fast pace. Rodriguez is now right beside Castle. They're going to go inside here. And Rodriguez seemingly has made the move on Castle, but Castle will fight this back. He won't give this up. So Rodriguez has a little bit of a snap oversteer. Kerbal fight Blunden defending for his life against this angry alligator. That wood structure is not going to help you. As up the inside goes Kerbal, but he goes deep. Blunden with a Nairati switchback. Manages to make it stick. What a beautiful switchback move that was. As we are going to quickly go now back down to Brees and Malott. They're still fighting. They're squabbling. The fight has been so intense for the past 10 minutes. Constant back and forth fighting between Brees and Malott. Oh no, Brees finally with a spin. As there's nowhere for him to go. He just has no choice but to sit there and wait for the inevitable. As he falls now down, losing that position to Malott. Zahara now looking to actually try and get Malott here. Fossman following right on his tail. Oh, and that... Oh, that's McGavin now in the pits. Kerbal, Rodriguez, Castle, all now fighting for that third place position. As it's going to get intense here, as Saniga is going to find Brees. Is Brees going to fight this at all? Simply does not look like it, as Saniga will get past. Kerbal finally getting ahead of Blunden, but will Rodriguez shove it up the inside here? Blunden defends it well. defending whatever type of position he can have, as Rodriguez seemingly is struggling with the track knowledge right now. As Polinick is going to go after Swanson. London still chasing Kerbal right now. He's not out of sight. He's not out of mind, but he is there. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle. There's now 15 minutes gone in this race. This battle for third still anyone's game with most of the race distance left to go. Stavko seemingly is running away. Burt Macklin's been in this position before on his own Sunday drive. Just getting comfortable, folks. It's going to be a long night as Rodriguez goes dips in inside. As that London and him make contact. That's going to allow Rodriguez and Castle to make on through. That's going to allow Castle to get on through. Leung is actually quickly approaching this battle as well. But that's just going to allow Kerbal to get away. And get away scot-free. The alligator running away from this moment. Not wanting no participation whatsoever. Saniga getting ready now to catch Grant Sahara. Seemingly have lost the driver. I don't know who we've lost. But someone was here and now they are not. Do you believe that might have been the shooter of McGavin? Yes, it was. Such a shame. It was an excellent start for him. London now gets past Rodriguez. Saniga looking for a place to get the team solo queue driver, but he's making it difficult. Looks like they're going to go wheel to wheel in through Cheetah. Saniga backing out ever so slightly, not wanting to make contact. There's a party pickle behind Saniga right now. I do believe that is Fossman. Polinick goes off, unable to now fight with Swanson. As Swanson goes deep, and so does Polinick. Saniga still seeming to struggle to get by Zahara, and he needs to clear him quickly as, slight contact is made as Saniga spins out. He's got to wait as Brees will get by, and so will Matt Terry, unlapping himself. Frank Kessel now catching Kerbal again. Round 2 of this legendary battle. Brees and Polinick are going to both make it by Zahara. Brees now seeming to find his form. Is looking to try and catch up the grid order here. Zahara goes into the pits. Rodriguez looking now to capture Blunden as he's going. Looked like he was going side by side with a pig there. ideally not the case. As now currently we don't have a lot of drivers in close race positions. We are going to go look at the contact that got this all started. As that is a driver facing the wrong way. Is that Polinick? Yeah, that's Polinick. How did he end up facing the wrong direction? Oh my! That's an interesting spin as he was facing the wrong way off the track. So Iga had another spin out. The tires not being in a very healthy spot, having pitted lap 1. Rodriguez and Leung both pitting. How will the other amateurs respond in this moment? Swanson elects not to box yet. Sanchez also electing not to box. Malott will not box. Will Brees think about boxing here? He's got Matt Terry right behind him. Maybe this is the time as Matt Terry loses it. And yep, Brees thinking now's the time to get a fresh set on. Decides to slam it into the pits. Now that we definitely don't have any close drivers in racing positions, let's take a look at the contact that happened very early on. Heavy damage from all involved. I need to see that from somebody that was sitting in the back. Secondary. So here we go. Rodriguez is chasing now Leung as we turn away from the instant replay system. Saniga immediately following Brees out of the pits. Leung having lost that place to Rodriguez. Saniga looking to find any sort of position where he can get Brees. And is Brees going to let him by, or is he going to fight this? Because both Sanchez and Malott have yet to box. As they're going to now head up to the blind uphill right-hander. As Saniga goes around the outside as they head down into the mine shaft. Brees going to take the toe and try and follow the port gang to try and do his best to catch up into the podium places of the amateur division. He's kind of in a little bit of a predicament situation right now, as he's got Swanson behind him, but also Polinick. And he can't really give up that spot to Polinick right now. So currently as it stands, the top 8 have yet to make pit stops. And I say that as Malat dives into the pits. So Brees has got to get on his horse and go here. As that is a Boscaiola that goes a little bit wide. Ricky Bobby has now entered this fight along with Kevin Polinick. Swanson is just kind of in the middle of this, even though he's in 6th. Polinick and Brees going to go side by side here. Polinick going a little deep, hitting the curb. As in comes Swanson, though, the Boscaiola. How interesting is this going to make things here? Oh, as he has a little bit of a hurt moment there. Macklin and Castle both box. Ches is going to get past Swanson. But for Brees, it's all going to matter when Malott comes out of that pits, and he's coming out now. Saniga, I don't even think is going to have the opportunity to pass him either, as out he goes. So Brees having to hope for a Malott spin or a Malott contact to maybe get into that top 8 situation. As Ricky Bobby and Polinick are going to fight it out here as they both look to capture Brees. Spurt Macklin now heads out. Frank Castle should be heading out shortly. Brees doing his best to just try and get away. Try and leave this group behind. You're going to have a very, very busy day. The stewards are going to have a very, very busy day, I have a feeling, this week. Swanson, Ches now box. The only drivers yet to box is Kerbal and Stavko. Stavko basically having, if this were F1, basically having a pit stop advantage. Swanson Ches immediately post pit stop battle. With 20 minutes left to go in this race. Unless Stavko has a major upset and just returns the favor to Neil, it should be over as Polinick's going to get ahead of Ricky Bobby. Ricky Bobby's going to think about shoving it up the inside before at the final turn and does so. Burt Macklin now approaching this on the scene. He's going to want to clear these drivers quickly and quietly if he can. Swanson still fighting Sean Ches quite rapidly. Polinick going to look to take an opportunity with that blue flag and try and get Ricky Bobby right here. Does not look like he's going to have the opportunity to get him yet, but Brees will have to give up blue flags for Macklin eventually. And that's going to allow Bobby and Polinick to get back at him, but he's going to try and just drive away right now as flames shoot out from the on the rush driver. He's currently sitting in 4th amongst the amateurs. Overall 12th. Only driver to not make a pit stop yet is Stavko. Swanson fighting with Sanchez. These are the two battles right now. Ches, Swanson, Polinick, and Bobby. Mark Macklin having yet to catch the team on the rush driver as Jacob Stofko goes in for the freeze pit stop of arguably his DRL racing career right now. As everyone up to about 7th place has been lapped. Brees making way for those blue flags and then quickly gets back on his high horse. Not wanting to lose any time. Swanson with a chance to try and get past here on this straight through the kink. Is he going to look up to the inside of turn 1? He does, but Ches blocks it off in the meantime. As we follow them. So they stay side by side, almost making a little bit of contact, but nothing seems out of the ordinary there. Saniga already getting up to Malott now. As out of the pits comes Stofko. As Stofko has a drive-through penalty? Oh, Stofko. The race leader having a drive-through penalty. That's going to allow a chance for Burt Macklin to have a real good opportunity to win this race here. Ricky Bobby gives up that position. And Polinick to just basically take it. As Ricky Bobby goes deep, that's going to allow Kerbal to pass by. This is the only close race right now. As this is what Mr. Swanson sees in the Boscaiolo. A party pickle right in front of him. On a more pressing note, Saniga, this is what he now sees, a stooge in front of him. As in goes Stofko for his drive-through penalty. That's going to allow Macklin, Kerbal, and maybe even Castle to get by. Malott doesn't want to fight Saniga, and honestly, it's the smartest decision for him not to. As Stofko actually racing Burt Macklin on pit exit. This, ladies and gentlemen, now with 13 minutes to go, has become a race as Grant Zahara is going to get past Matt Terry. As actually, they're going to keep swapping positions. We're going to quickly go look at them. As Matt Terry is ahead going across the line, Swanson's actually going to get past John Ches. Why are you all doing this now when there's a fight for the lead? As Zahara is going to go up the inside and manage to get ahead of Terry. Swanson's going to do his best to defend that situation as Fossman again goes into the pits. So far, the big winners of this race so far are going to be Sanchez and Leung, both moving up 5 spots. Same with Brees, also moving up 5 spots. Saniga, sadly, is not very happy after falling down to 8 positions and pitting twice. Burt Macklin, the race win is in his grasp. It is there. But can he chase Stofko? Can he catch him? With less than 12 minutes left to go in this race. We are just 3 minutes away from it. from 8 p.m. Eastern. Currently, Zahara still ahead of Terry. Swanson still ahead of Ches. Macklin doing his best to try and catch Stavko here. He's still within a second. Polinick starting to look to catch Brees though now. So we'll quickly take a look to see what they see. Brees getting a little skittish. Swanson delves into the pits again, allowing Sanchez to take the position and go away. Zuniga and Malott Brees are going to fast approach as Terry's going to get ahead of Zahara. Polinick still catching Brees. Is this a two-stop race? Did I miss something? As Brees goes one into the gravel, but Polinick also had a snap of steer. Swanson loses out on a few more places in this pit stop. Brees now 20 seconds from Malott. As Brees goes wide, allowing Polinick to get by. Macklin now out of range. Zahara and Matt Terry gonna fight it out now. As Zahara seemingly gets by, but my question is going to be for how long? Swanson must have having extensive damage because he's pitting. He's now almost last. Zahara goes deep, allowing Terry to get by. Jacob Stavko, that drive-through penalty somehow not affecting him as he's now almost 3 seconds away. Swanson now has a stop-go 30-second penalty. That is for what exactly is my question. With less than 7 minutes to go in this race, it is now past 1 p.m. Eastern. As this race falls into the sunset, or in this case, sunset here, Zahara still fighting it out with Terry for 14th. But the rest of the grid, barring a spin, barring catastrophic failure, is all but set, as you see it here on your screen. Swanson having to serve that stop go 30-second time penalty might allow Fossman to get back in. But other than that, it should bear nothing. Maybe Brees, if Polinick has an issue, can get up into 11th. But that should be all she wrote here, other than Terry battling Zahara. And there goes Swanson, going to serve his stop-go penalty. Zuniga looking to maybe get Sanchez, maybe get up into 8th, but he'd have to do it within 5 minutes, basically gain 2 seconds a lap. And he's basically doing that. And take a look at Jacob Stavko here. His own race, his own moment, his own power. Zuniga got by, but Pitt, for reasons that are unknown at this time. Your host will find out by the end of the day. The race was pretty much comfortable for him. Burt Macklin, having an opportunity with that drive-through, was unable to get past Stavko, even though despite coming from the pits, he's currently second. Kerbal, not too far away from Macklin, but not enough that it matters as Brees loses position to Ricky Bobby. Crucial positioning in the amateur division race. He needs to do his best to try and get that back, but he will have to obey blue flags from Rodriguez. As Brees seems to fall and fall as Team on the Rush struggles continue on this season. Castle currently just trying to stay ahead, stay in 4th, and a top 5 finish for both Swine Flu syndicates, as he said he was going to struggle this race, struggle my behind. Rodriguez in 5th. Blunden, again, the highest pro-am here, is going to be 6th. And a good showing for him. Leung, Sanchez, and Malott, both amateurs, all in the top 10. As Brees spins out and tags the wall, as he now falls behind Terry and Zahara. This race cannot end. The checkered flag cannot come quickly enough for Team on the Rush. As that is the man he was looking to chase, Leung, the amateur race leader, now getting by him. Everyone up to 6th has, up to Sanchez has been lapped. Max Verstappen-like is the term I always seem to find. And this dominance continues to be Max Verstappen-like. It is incredible. Do not know how he does it. He just continues to do it. With less than 2 minutes to go, number 20... 27? Oh, it was 23. Zahara battling with Matt Terry. Is the leader yet to be on the final lap? He will be soon. And we will take you on for an appreciation lap for Jacob Stavko. looking to capture his first time with consecutive race wins this season. Hopefully nobody runs out of fuel. As the leader starts the final lap of this race. Everyone, no one within a 1 second gap right now. Maybe Blunden can get Rodriguez if Rodriguez screws the pooches here with 1.8 seconds. But all in all, as I said, barring major complications, the order would have been as you saw. And the major complication, sadly, Team on the Rush, 666 falling down into 15th. Looking to just try and get to the checkered flag and win this race. Stavko goes a little wide there. A little bit of a drift party. As we now head down the mine shaft towards the alligators. As the clock hits 0, the checkered flag simply waits for Stavko. I don't think there'll be any sign of a pullover here. No sign of waiting, no sign of stopping. Was there ever a doubt? Maybe with Saniga, but as soon as he pit, it was all but done. As the checkered flag waves for Stavko, Brees slows down just to try and get the checkered flag as Brees finishes 15th. Second behind will be Macklin as he finishes out in 3rd. Saniga finishes in 9th. Kerbal finishes 3rd. Castle, as Rodriguez gets a little bit closer, but not close enough. Swanson finishes 16th. Rodriguez finishes up. Same with Blunden. Leung and Sanchez. Bobby, Terry, as Bobby finishes the race. As Terry just crosses the line dead facing the wall. There's not very many drivers left that need to cross the line. Leung crosses the line and wins it for the amateur division. Sanchez is Sanchez and Grant Zahara, the final few drivers left to cross the line. Grant Zahara finishes this race, and the only one left is Sanchez. As what will happen with Saniga, we will never know, as this race is now finally over. Thank you so much, folks, for staying with me throughout the entire moment. Stavko wins, followed by Macklin, Kerbal, Castle, Rodriguez rounding out the top 5. Blunden, Leung, Sanchez, Saniga, Malott rounding out the top 10. Malott, Polinick, Bobby, Terry, Zahara, Brees from 10 to 15. Swanson 16th, Fossman 17th, McGavin 18th, and Batten did not start the race in 19th. Thank you all so much for joining us, folks. It was an honor and a privilege as always. Thank you and goodbye.